In this video you're going to learn how to draw on the build space. We're going to start with some sketch shapes, so we're going to draw a happy face in the end. So we're going to start with a sketch circle, and then you're going to work up to using splines and polylines and splines, and then we're going to extrude them. So if you click on that sketch circle, make the radius about 25. That gives you a nice large shape to work with. And then you can click and place it on there. Notice how it'll be like a light shade of blue. That's going to be a key later on when we're drawing with splines and polylines. So there's our base outer shape. Then you can make some eyes. You can make the eyes whatever shape you want. I'm just going to use circles. I'm going to make them two slightly different sizes, just because I think that would be I think it's funny when they have two different sizes, but you can choose whatever you want. So I'm actually going to go a radius of, let's say 3 for the one. And then the next one I'm going to go with a radius of 5. So I've got a happy face, two different size eyes. You can make them the same if you'd like to. It's totally up to you. At this point you customize it however you want. So now when we're doing the smile, that's where we're going to use these the sketch shape. So we're going to sketch a polyline or a spline, whichever you choose to do. If you want to do just a regular smile, you'd probably just do a polyline straight across, and then whenever you're done drawing, just push that check mark and then it goes like that. So then from there you could then do a spline if you want to. I'll show you how that works. So click to edit sketch, so that you're going to click on the first point. Always make sure that they join up together. So you'd go there so it kind of looks like it's going to be a triangle, but then you'll see as you go it makes it into a curve. So you've clicked there. Now it's key that it's all green like that. That means that it's joined together, and that's what you want. So you exit. Now another key is when you click on it, it comes up as a darker shade of blue, and you can then go to this and go extrude and extrude the shape later like we want to. So that's one shape of mouth you could have. I'll show you over here. Oops, sorry about that. I'll show you over here another shape that you could do if you want to get creative. You could go to your polyline, or sorry, a spline. If you want to make sort of that squiggly mouth. And then you would just go here, exit. Now to make it closed in is the tricky part, so I'm going to pan over here. So what I did was, when I tried this, I started there as my first point, and I just put a point over like that. I said exit. Did the same thing there, just so I got a spot to match up. Then I went back and used the spline and tried to do the same thing that I did the first time. Now you're not going to be perfect, but you'll be pretty close. You click exit. Now again, it's key that it comes up as all one shape. That way you can extrude it. If it doesn't, that means you have some gap in there, and that's not good. You don't want that, because you want to be able to extrude this shape afterwards. So I'm going to go back to mine. Sort of a general rule of thumb, there's two ways to make this shape, and I'll show you both. You choose which one you like better. But you want to extrude the one that's going to be extruded or sticking out the most. You want to do those first, then it's easiest for you. So if I want to extrude this about 5, that'll be good. And let's say I want my eyes to both be 5. Another hint is if you hold the shift key as you click on the next one, make sure it's highlighting that circle. Hold shift. Now you can do them both at once. You could have actually done all 3 at once if you wanted. Extrude 5. Now I want to extrude this shape. So there's 2 ways to do this. If you want to extrude this less, then you would go 3, for example. Then you're going to have your mouth and your eyes sticking up. Or if you want to make it more, 7, for example, you're going to see that they don't quite, it doesn't quite work, and then it's hard to access your your eyes. So we'll talk about how we do that after. So we'll make that 3, push enter, and you'll notice that there's your basic happy face shape. These shapes here, don't worry about them. They will not print like the original ones. That's just like if you wanted to recreate that again, you could do that. So there was one option that you could do. The other option is you could make this extrude even more. So I'm just going to hit undo. Make it extrude like 8, for example, and then you should see how it's going to start cutting out your other shape there. Then you would have to go to this one and probably extrude this down, or press pull. That might be the option that we want to do. Oops. See what happens. No. So your eyes, it's gonna cause an issue. Actually, our mouth is now gone as well. So you'd want to do that in a different order if you wanted to make it down, and I'll show you what we would do there. So I'm just gonna hit undo. So if I wanted to do that, have the mouth and the eyes extruded downwards, take my original shape, extrude it up. So I'll extrude this one up, let's say 10 for example, and that cut that one out of it right away, so we're going to have to extrude this one up 5 to make them match. Now these other ones here, this is where you're going to get a little bit of an issue doing it in this order. These ones here are going to have to actually be redone, or you could either move them up if you want, or you could just redo them. It's probably easier to just redraw those circles, just because of the order that we did them in. So we've got a 4. So that, and the reason you do this is so that they're on the top, and you'll find this as you go through that there's little things you have to do in certain order in order to make it work better. So now you can see it highlights blue. We can extrude down whatever you want. 3 millimeters is what I'm going to choose. Extrude down 3 millimeters. So there's the other option of the shape you could do, is to have them sticking down like that. And you could add things on the top, like you could add hair and ears if you wanted. But there's your basic shapes. Again, don't worry about these ones. They will not print those lines there. It only prints things that are 3-dimensional.